let's say I've got a pattern where I need to do a color change and I got to do it like pretty much in every row. For example, let's say I am making an ear and this is the color of the inside of the ear. So let's say the pattern says that in this next row or in this next round, we need to change to this color. So this stitch, or where the very first stitch of the next round is going to be, is the one that should be in the new color. That means you actually need to introduce the new color the stitch before. So let's say we're doing a bunch of single crochet stitches. I'm going to put my hook in the V like normal, yarn over, bring it through that V so we've got 2 loops on the hook, and I'm not going to complete the single crochet stitch with this color at least. I'm going to now pick up the new color and I'm going to drape it so that the tail is in front of the hook and the rest of the yarn connected to the yarn ball is behind it. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit tight because I'm going to like kind of pretend that this is a loop that I can bring through both loops on the hook. And it's not super secure yet. And in fact, for me, what tends to happen is the old color is like really loose. So you can just pull on the working yarn of the old color to make this stitch tighter like it should be. And now we're going to pick up the working yarn, the yarn connected to the ball of the new color, and hold on to it like you normally would. And now we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the first stitch of that next round, because that's what the pattern told us to do, that this stitch should be the different color. So I put my hook in the V that represents that stitch, and this time I'm also going to be crocheting over both the yarn tail of the new color and the working yarn of the old color, like so. So it kind of looks like there's 5 strands of yarn on my hook. I'll hold that all together, and I'm going to try to keep those extra pieces of yarn in the back and kind of like inside the piece to minimize the chance you'll be able to see it from the outside. So I'm going to yarn over in that new color, bring that yarn under all of those 4 strands of yarn now, so that in the end I've got 2 loops on my hook like normal, and then yarn over and bring it through both loops on the hook. And there you've made the color change, and see how it neatly happens. So it looks like it's this one stitch that just did the color change. Let's put the stitch marker back in there for good measure, because that's the first stitch of the new round. And now let's keep on crocheting over all of that, because I want to show you how you handle switching back to the old color later. So let's just do 3 more single crochet stitches. So remember, you're gonna crochet over the yarn tail of the new color as well as the working yarn of the old color. You're going to bring that old color all the way with you, and you're doing this to make the yarn nice and secure. This is how we make sure that the yarn won't fall out later. And notice how I'm tucking and keeping all that extra yarn as far behind and like inside the piece as possible, so that when I'm looking at it from the outside, you can't tell that I'm actually crocheting over 2 different colors of yarn. Okay, so I made a total of 4 stitches in the new color. Now let's say the pattern says that, again, not this stitch, but the one after it is the one where you need to crochet in the old color again. So we always got to prepare a little in advance. So we got to do the half of a single crochet stitch again, put this hook through the V and yarn over, bring it through. And now the reason why we've been crocheting over that old color was so we could have it here handy dandy when we go back to the old color. So let's see, let's organize our yarn a bit so that we can definitely grab the old color again. And now we're going to yarn over and pull it through both loops on the hook. And again, always at this transition point, my yarn gets a little bit loose, so go ahead, you can always pull on the working yarn of whatever previous color you're working on. Now, going to follow suit again. At some point, you're going to run out of yarn tail to crochet over. I'm just gonna stop at this point to get my point across here that I'm going to crochet in the old color again. And now there's only this new color that I need to worry about crocheting over as well, like so. And I still keep trying to tuck it behind and like inside the piece so that when you look at things from the outside, you can't tell that I'm actually bringing a different color all the way around. So you just keep repeating that pattern every time you need to switch to the other color. Just remember to always crochet over the unused color and try to tuck it behind so it doesn't show through your stitches.